Okay, it's Gray. As you could probably read from the title already, is Ito. Ito no Mi. The string fruit also. Was released not too recently, but recent enough that I wanted to have my own fair share of stuff on it. So I guess I should just start with how I normally would like to do something like this, and just going based around its moves. So let's just start with the first move, okay? So we got a string bullet. It's a good old move. It's got range, good damage. It's good for just clearing out like little bits of stacks of enemies because it hits in a puddle, like it has a little bit of splash. And overall for like combo building, so let's just say I went ahead and did, well, first of all, I guess I should probably show them off first. Let's show off the chromatic, which is 5 different colors, is pentachromatic strings. Good 66 damage, by the way. I should probably go ahead and show off my stats. It's good and everything. So it does a good 66 damage to an enemy. I don't have, this isn't my server, so I don't have access to PvP pads, or I would show it off. After that, we got a movement ability, think like Gomu, with the strings, which I just gotta say, man, the movement this thing allows is really, really amazing. It's just fun to move around, gives you something to do when you're waiting, and like whenever I'm AFK over here with for my fruits, which I do often, I'm constantly just waiting for something to happen. So whenever I just get bored, I just come over here, just start swinging around. And I mean, just look at this movement. It's clean animation, like, stop yourself pretty easy, grip onto the ground, drag yourself around, up. Of course, it grips on a midair, which throws away the immersion, but, you know, it's pretty neat. And after you get used to it, you can do more stuff like this. Like, just round, and then drop a little bit like this, and eventually you'll be going through the grooves on these things. Cleanly, might I add. Not all messed up like this. Try to get clean footage of just like swinging around. I mean, if you really didn't want to just go around Geppoing or bringing a boat out, this thing's about as fast as a coffin boat going along if you get it full speed. I mean, I've managed to save myself from dying with it, because, like, imagine you're in the water or you fall in, right? And you don't got Magu, and you're just like, bruh. So you can pretty easily just save yourself. Of course, I miss Magu for the fact that I could never drown. But all the same, I really didn't like, it was getting boring. That's why I swapped out. Instead, traded my Elo hammer, got myself the Ito. Okay, after that, we got a block breaker. Ah, there we go. Which is the overheated whip, which does cause fire damage, so people will be burning. It's 10 damage per tick. Then we have the parasitic strings, which is a stun move. Of course, like I said, I don't have anybody tested on. But if it were to hit somebody, it pulls their arms up, and they're stuck there. They just can't do anything. I find it pretty cool. After that, we have the ultimate, which is probably one of my more favorite moves. I mean, it looks so clean. This is the birdcage. Which just, that is a really clean animation. It's a really nice looking ability. And it's just fun to play with. And I mean, I fought Eternal a few times with it. I've won so many battles because of how much damage it does. 166 on the crash. And he can't do anything pretty much while he's in it. So, you know, It's a real good counter to stuff with stuff that can fly, like Zushi, Mara, Suna, you know, Pika, stuff like that. And overall, like I was going to show off, was the combos that can be achieved. So let's just say I like to enter fights by flying in. Throws them off guard a bit, you know. Got your penta strings, and then you whip them, right? And then you can go for a parasitic, and if they're stuck there, get a string bullet, and you can get yourself a bird cage. And all the same, if they do manage to get out of that, all you gotta do is just swing away. Which, the speed of it is based on your health. So, like, imagine if you're low HP, if you were to walk slow, your strings would go slower, making your escape much, much harder. It was primarily done like that for PvP reasons, and just so you don't get out of fights so easily. Got a couple hold moves. You can stay up in the air for a pretty long time. That's the only one that doesn't do it, I think. But overall, it is still a really fantastic build. And I mean, if you pair it with... I like to use the hollow thing with it. Fast movement, and then I get the nice stun with also the ability to TP behind somebody. Of course, you got the strike. Some people just call it bad. I'm not really sure why. But in the end, you reach a pretty cool goal of just having something to play around with. Ah, oh, so clean. Just look at that movement, man. It's also fairly good with dungeons. I've played around a little bit in dungeons, just doing a little bit of farming. And it's overall really nice. Fun to play around with, like I said. And I'm gonna reopen the giveaway. I am now officially reopening my GPO giveaway, which is where I will give away the Robux to buy this game. And I will personally bring you in on my crew, and I will have you in videos and featured. And we can just play around. There we go, finally. But that's all. I mean, after that, I'm going to start doing more fruits, more legendary fruits. I might even give away an Itto if I can get my hands on one. So don't go saying that I scammed you if I don't manage to get one. Legendary fruits aren't exactly easy to come by, even with the Devil Fruit Notifier. My supply has been a little bit lower. I haven't played as long. It's been a little while since I played anyways, so... Getting back used into the game, you know? And if I get anything else that I think that the community might want, then I'll hand that out as well. Personally, I think Itto makes really good meta. I'd say the pros to Itto have to go along movement. Movement's really good in a fight, especially against, like, say, your boss farming, and you're the one being chased by, I don't know, you know, Zushi Man's meteors. All you gotta do is just, you know, string up. There you go. Good to go. PvP, the bird cage is really, really, really valuable in a fight. If you can trap them and then you can get them in a combo. It's probably better paired with stuff like the Cupid axe or stuff like the candy cane. Because then you got freeze, heal, and just immense infinite combos. Good combo extension. I think the only cons are... I personally think the Logias are better. I'll have to see how that works out when Mochi comes out. But the whole thing with Logia is that it's just it's an extra thing that just works to your favor. I think another thing would be at the same time that as movement is good, it can also throw you out of a fight. So like, if you do manage to get low on HP and you're like, oh yeah, I can just get away, but you'll most likely die. You will most likely die. Other than that, combos are good. So that's all I recommend. It's not the best for ship farming, but everything else I can do. It's really good for bosses because stunning on a boss is fantastic to have, especially for someone like Crocodile. Because overall, he's just immense damage, but you get him stuck in the bird cage, ton of damage already. You can also use your strings, get him stunned. It's pretty much like a ranged Gora. Just without the immense tsunami damage. But this was great. And I hope you enjoyed, I guess. I think that I'll start doing more videos. I plan on doing a little bit more stuff with ASTD. I've been helping a few people level up to 100, and I want to do leaderboard again. I really at least want just one leaderboard unit, so just to have that little bit of a flex. I'm gonna probably start continuing on the Noob to Pro series. It was long working on it, and then the guy I was working with had to take a break for a while, so yeah, and I did as well. I took a break from Roblox for a little bit, played other games. So in the meantime, till Splatoon 3 comes out, this is what I'll be doing content on. And this was me.